Today we wanted to talk to you a little bit about SOPA, the Stop Online Piracy Act, which is currently being debated down in the States. Many Canadians are not aware of this bill or don't think that it will necessarily affect them, but it most certainly will. It is the World Wide Web after all. We are being led to believe that this bill was initiated by the music industry and major film industries in Hollywood to protect copywritten material. However, when you actually read the bill, you will quickly see that it has nothing to do with protecting copywritten material and everything to do with internet censorship and blocking the free flow of information.
Something else that is equally as troubling is the fact that just today, CISPA was passed in the House of Representatives. The Cyber Intelligence Sharing and Protection Act was just voted on today and is officially being passed, and now it is on its way to the desk of President Barack Obama to be signed into law.
The battle for the internet rages on as the power-hungry elite are now set to go head-to-head with the online community. People all over the world are waking up to the corruption that is all around us in incredible numbers. They are no longer tuning into their televisions for information, but rather are going online to get informed. And the puppet string pullers on the global stage need to gain back the control of the distribution of information. However, their bold attempt at a takeover of the internet was recently halted when the PIPA and SOPA bills were shelved as a direct result of the online community raising awareness about those bills, which led to massive boycotts and blackouts. But while all this was going on, the even more troublesome ACTA treaty was quietly being pushed through by the powers that be. ACTA stands for the Anti Counterfeiting Trade Agreement. Drafting this treaty has been an ongoing process over the last 4 years, and each and every meeting has been done behind closed doors.
There may come a time very soon where we may not necessarily have the ability to spread information the way that we do right now. So again, if anything, this should be a wake-up call to people that you want to get involved in the fight against the New World Order. Now is the time to do it, because the internet may not be as free and open as we see it now. So let's use this double-edged sword. Let's use the system to fight the system while we still can.
This is the mainstream media trying to wipe out their competition so that the oligarchy can continue to maintain the status quo.
Dan, if we look at free speech, is Facebook violating free speech by banning accounts?
Well, that's an interesting question because that raises the topic of whether or not they are a private company or if they're a public company or if they're quasi-private. I am of the opinion that I am not going to lobby, for any kind of internet regulation bill. I don't want them to be regulated. I don't want them to be removed from the internet. I would like to see the free market decide what to do with Facebook by choosing to just migrate off the platform, boycott it if you will, and to move over to these other platforms that do support free speech. Platforms like Steemit.com, like BitChute.com, like Minds.com, like DTube. There are a lot of alternative platforms that are popping up now as a result of the censorship of free speech. So I think it's not only a troubling time, but we're at a bit of a fork in the road where it's also an exciting time too. We could see the free market present itself and some really awesome alternative platforms begin to arise. And I'm going to be joining all of them as a hedge against this outright censorship that we're going to be seeing from Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all the major conglomerates. This is Dan Dicks here reporting for Press for Truth, and I hate to say I told you so, folks, but...
Not the kind of person to say I told us so, but you know what? I told us so. I told us so.
The government has been trying to block the free flow of information online for years now. First it was SOPA, the Stop Online Piracy Act, but we saw that exactly for what it was, and we blocked it. Then it was ACTA, the Anti Counterfeiting Trade Agreement, but we saw that for exactly what it was, and blocked it. Then it was CISPA, The Cyber Intelligence Sharing and Protection Act blocked it. This goes on like this for years and years, until eventually we arrive right here in Canada with Bill C-10, and then eventually Bill C-11, and now Bill C-18, which is the Online News Act, which actually just became law last week on June 22nd.